Hi guys, welcome. Okay, I am here for the first live stream of the day. Is he laying down or what? He's gonna find his spot. You good? He's laying on the pillow. You're all right over there, lady? You're all right over there, lady? All right. Yeah. Okay, let's pull it up on here and we will get started. What is that? There we go. First person we have here is Bonita Love. Okay, if you're not with anyone right now, you've got a water sign coming in, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Could be somebody from your past returning, or they could be two different people. You could have a water sign come in and also somebody from your past. The somebody from your past may not necessarily be somebody that you were involved with before. So it could just be somebody you know from your past. Feeling well appreciated. You have magic around the situation, so you can create this relationship into anything that you'd like. Be careful with your thoughts when the magician shows up, because all thoughts manifest. Feeling very well balanced. Or the relationship helps to make life feel balanced. Laugh. Donated through PayPal. How does the Sag feel about me currently? Okay. How does the Sag feel about me currently? Feels that you're very successful, you're kind, well balanced. If you haven't spoken to them in a while, they should be coming in out of the blue with the Page of Swords. They think that you're happy, you're fun to be around, attractive, hardworking, loyal, passionate. Hardworking comes up again, and attractive comes up again. Okay, we are at, I think I'm up to Mars. Mars. What does the S, friend of the Aries, think of the Aries and I? What does S think of the Aries and I? Well, right now, all right, they're kind of on both sides of the equation. So right in the center of the spread, they're feeling like it's an excellent connection and that you two are good for each other. But then they feel like one person is going to be doing more of the work than the other, and somebody is going to be betrayed and hurt. But right now, they feel like this is a good connection, or it's a good thing for both of you. Bobble. Will the Akash come back and reconcile with me? Okay. What's the matter? Your arm is stuck because your arm doesn't belong in there. That's where your leg goes. That's why you're sideways. There you go. That's better, right? What's the matter, lovey? Yeah, and it shouldn't be too long because they're no longer holding themselves back. So it looks like they come forward pretty quickly or pretty soon. High vibration. What is the Sagittarius thoughts after today's fight? They're feeling off balance. Off balance, and they're kind of feeling karma is not on their side, or they may need some space. Knight of Cups in reverse would indicate that they need to take a break, or they just want to put some distance between themselves and this argument. They're not happy with it. This is not something that they're enjoying. There's a lot of stress around the situation right now. Sister, is the quarantine helping or hurting their relationship? I think it's hurting. I think anytime things are sort of on a rocky road, when people spend time apart, it's easy to get along. When people are forced to spend time together, that's when you want to kill each other. When you're on good terms with somebody, if you have to spend a lot of time with them, they drive you nuts. So imagine having to be locked down with somebody who you're not getting along with that great to begin with. Like I keep saying, I think that this quarantine is going to destroy relationships that are not working, and not just relationships between lovers or partners, but relationships. If you're at a job that's not serving your higher purpose, I don't think you're going back to it. I think this is changing everything, and I think it's really starting to like dig up a lot of old shit and bring it to the surface so that it can be dealt with, and for once and for all. I don't think that what's strong will be made stronger, but people that are on solid ground will always be on solid ground. People that are on rocky ground, that are just hanging on to hang on, it's not going to last. Yeah, it's not making matters better. It's just not. It's like, imagine like you love your parents, but sometimes they get on your nerves, especially if you have to spend too much time with them. So imagine somebody that you're with the relationship is already rocky, and now you're stuck in the house with them for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I mean, just imagine. Like, it doesn't make things better, it makes things worse. I had a friend, I've spoken about her before. She started dating this guy. She was like, I don't know, she was 17 or she was 19. She was young, and they were together for a really long time. And she said that by the end, she's like, just looking at him, I wanted to kill him. She said that the way that he used to breathe, she's like, I wanted to stab him in the throat. So imagine if you're at that point with this person and now you're locked in the house with them. Not good. New chapter. He contacted me last night and is still denying that he bought the house, and he keeps trying to figure out how I can know about the house. What can I expect from him now? Okay, first of all, 100% sure that he bought a new house. I just want to make sure that you know that 100%. Yeah, see, he's been knocked off balance. He feels very unlucky, and here's that home. He's you got the Empress here, so there's still more to come from this situation. He feels like he has choices around him, and that he always makes bad decisions. Like, whatever decision he has to make, he always feels like he does the wrong thing. It's kind of taken his self-confidence down. You may have more sharp words with him with the King of Swords. This conversation is not over between you and him. The thing is that if he really did buy a new house, what the hell is he denying? I mean, you're going to have to find out sooner or later, right? I don't know why he would be hiding that fact. Happiness comes after the Tower moment. That's what happens. So this arguing and fighting is going to go on for a little bit longer, and then there'll be happiness around the situation again. I just want to make sure that you know for sure that he definitely got this new house. high vibration. What is June 2020 bringing in for me? First thing that comes up is rest and relaxation. I don't know if it's actually going on a trip. Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why he's hiding that, because you're going to find out sooner or later. That's really stupid. I mean, why are you lying about that? So rest and relaxation comes up. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually going on a trip. You could be spending quiet time home, but it's usually taking a break from something. Six of Cups is here, which means somebody from your past is going to come back. It could be an old friend, an old relative, old coworker, schoolmate, something like that. Somebody from your past returns. They may be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Life can change quickly in the month of June, and you're working really hard on something. Eight of Pentacles is usually job or school related. Doesn't have to be, but it usually is. It's usually investing a lot of hard work in something now that's going to pay off later in the future. Bobblehead. Will I get the RBI grade B job? I'm not convinced at this point you're going to get it. Nine of Cups is in reverse, which means that there may be a delay to the wish happening. So it may take longer than you expect, or it may be a little bit frustrating. It could be like something that doesn't happen quickly. I'm not convinced it happens right now, and maybe happening in the future. Mimi, is the girl from Instagram going to write me back? And did she find me attractive? Yes. Yes. It may take a minute. She may not do it this week, but you're going to hear from her, and she does find you attractive. Daniela, General. You jumping up and down? I know, you want to run. You're not there yet. Okay, so feeling prepared. Feeling prepared comes in, feeling like the world is at your feet, and it may have something to do with money. It also looks like anxiety and worry is moving into the past. So anything that you've been worried about should be moving into the past. You may not feel 100% like you've made it to the top of the mountain. You may feel like you have a long road to go to get to exactly where you want to be in life, but you're on the way. You may be dealing with a hurt or an old wound that may resurface. It could be something that is new, or it could be something that comes back from the past, but there's a little bit of a wound here. Moving forward, you may have arguments with somebody, and it could be around a love relationship. But the Two of Cups in reverse can indicate that there's an issue in a love relationship that needs to be addressed. Christy. Dina freaked out and left when I asked her a question. Why? She's hiding something. She's backing away slowly. I think that she did something. This is like she did something hurtful, or she did something deceitful. And I don't know if you called her out on it, but she feels like she's backed against it. She feels like you got her up against the wall. She feels stuck. She doesn't know what to do, so she left. Transformation is coming around this situation. She's another one where her true colors may be getting exposed. They may be getting exposed right now. You may find out more about this situation. She did something that either she doesn't want you to know about, or she knows is wrong, and she thinks that you're gonna find out about it, and that's why she didn't know what to say, so she left. Or she was afraid of where the conversation was going to go, so she left. Nicole, Jeff will be getting medically released from the military. What will he be doing after or the energy? Okay, let's see. It looks like he may be very happy about this. Sun is here. Sun comes out around the situation. But the Eight of Pentacles is here, which means he's going to continue to work. So this may be him studying as an apprentice, taking a course, or it could be training at a new job. There's more work coming in around him. He may be feeling a little bit weak, but his life is going to start to move forward quickly. The Hermit is here. I mean, the Hermit, it could be that that's him getting released on medical leave, or it could be him studying something in the medical field. He may feel a little bit like, he may kind of go through a little bit of a tough transitional period as far as like the change in his life. But I think that he either takes a new course and moves on in career-wise, and even if it's a little bit difficult for him, he's going to prosper through it. He'll be okay. Sun comes out around the situation, so inevitably he's in a good place or a better place. Kira, General. First card that comes up, Judgment. The powers that be are guiding you. You've got divine guidance coming in around you. You also have some rest and relaxation coming up, and you've got choices around you that you're going to have to make. Your intuition is pretty strong, and you're feeling prepared and excited for the future. The Magician is here. You can manifest and cultivate anything you want. So focus on what it is that you want, not what you don't want. Good things are coming. Malika. What does Michael feel like I need to do or work on in order for him to put more effort into our connection? You can't do anything to make him, you can only be responsible for yourself. You can't make somebody else feel something or want something. His wants and needs are irrelevant in your life. So you've got, in order for, the way the universe works is, we're the center of our universe. So if we're focused on what do I need to do for you so that you like me better, it doesn't work. We're the center of the universe, not other people. So you can't do anything to make him work on the connection. You can't do anything to make him like you more. The only thing that you can do really is to pull your energy back so that he notices. The biggest mistake that people make is trying to please somebody else, because you can't. No matter how nice you are, no matter how attractive you are, no matter how thin you are, no matter how fat you are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not about what you look like. It's not about the person that you are. The nicer you are isn't going to make them treat you any better. If anything, it's going to make them treat you worse. So there is nothing that you can do to make somebody else do something. You can only be responsible for your own actions, and you can't, because then it comes down to a form of manipulation. And you don't want to manipulate somebody to make them be in a relationship with you. You can't look to what they want. There's nothing. Like, a guy is not going to come up to you and say, well, I want you to work out 4 times a week and then I'll be in love with you. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So there's nothing that you can do, except the only thing that I always tell people to do is to pull their energy way back if they're putting in a lot of energy and not seeing results. There's nothing. And the idea that you feel like you need to work on something bothers me only because it's coming from a place as if like there is something wrong with me, and if there wasn't something wrong with me, then he would like me, or then he would want to be with me, or then we would be where we want to be, and that's not true. It's not true. I mean, we see it all the time that like I mean, I had a friend in high school who was kind of like a dumpy guy, you know? He was like, he didn't have a good job, he didn't have money, he drove a shitty car, and he had a crush on one of my friend's sisters who was a really pretty girl, really pretty. And she dated him. And let me tell you, not only did she date him, but then he dumped her. And we were like, what? But that's what, you know, it's like, it wasn't about him, what he had, what he looked like, or who he was. It was the way he felt about the situation. He felt like, well, I could be with her, why not? And he was. His idea, he didn't enter the situation with, what do I need to fix to make her like me? He entered the situation as, I want to be with you and you're going to be with me, and, you know, it's going to work out. And then he dumped her. They dated for a while, and then he dumped her. We were like, really? Yeah, so if he's not putting in effort, then you pull your effort back, because remember, everything is 50-50. So if things start to fall off balance and one person is doing 80% of the work and the other person is doing 20, the scales are like this now. You want to get them back here. This is where the relationship works. It doesn't work like this. This is somebody here being on the pedestal and somebody here looking up at them. You know, like think of like going to a rock concert, and when you're standing there, you're looking up at this idol or this god, right? You don't want that in your current relationships, because it just doesn't work. DJ General. You having fun? Bouncing up and down? Yeah. You're gonna knock yourself out and take one hell of a nap. Yeah. Walking away from things that no longer serve you. Moving forward, taking off the binds that hold you back. No more restrictions, going forward full throttle. Feeling more balance is entering your life, less worry about money, and more fun, spontaneous, good times coming ahead. If you're not with anyone right now, a new love interest enters. Could be a water sign, and you don't hold yourself back. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, and you wouldn't hold yourself back. You would go for it. Sand. General. Hey, what are you crying there for, lady? You want to come out? You want to come sit over here with me and Dylan? All right, maybe you need a little more food? I'll go get you more food. You are about to embark on a personal transformation. You've got good luck and good fortune on your side, and you're also not holding yourself back. Leaving in the past anything that hurt you or betrayed you, you're not going back to it. Moving forward with much more balance. Two of Pentacles is good because it's like life is balanced. DJ, what did N want to say last night but couldn't? That he's feeling a little stuck in the mud. Feels like he can't get his shit together. And he's feeling a little bit heartbroken or feeling a little disrespected. It may be an old heartbreak or an old wound has resurfaced. What's the matter, Boobs? Come on, you want to come out? You want to come out? Want me to give you another bottle? All right, 1, 2, 3, ready? Ooh. All right, I'm going to go get your bottle. Maybe it's time for lunch. All right, hang on, I got it. All right, I got it right here. Right here. Let me just shake it up so that it's mixed. All right. All right. Are you hungry, huh? All right. There you go, lady. Have a good lunch. Or brunch, whatever it is. Mahalia. My career situation to the end of May. Well, it looks a little bit rocky. It looks like there could be some regret around the situation. It looks like you may be feeling betrayed or like things are not moving forward. There even could be sharp words around the situation and somewhat of a tower moment. You also may have a decision to make before the end of May, but don't worry because you're going to feel like you made it to the top of the mountain. You're not holding yourself back. You might have a new business idea that comes in. You're not going to be feeling stuck and you're persevering. There could be more money that comes in through either a side business, a new idea, or something that you do on the side. So if things have been stagnant or kind of like slow and crappy all month, by the end of the month, things turn around. And there could be a greater opportunity for you to make money, especially something that you do on the side or in addition to. All right, I just have to pee. I'll be right back. Sorry. Oh, my kneecap. Kneecap. Okay. New chapter. Is his wife pregnant? Is his wife pregnant? I don't think so. It's only a 33% chance, and there's also heartbreak around the situation. So, no, I don't think so. Not at this point. Kira, June 2020. June 2020. Anxiety and worry goes into the past. Fun, carefree, spontaneous times, hard work on something. Eight of Pentacles is usually work related. It doesn't have to be, but it usually is. Since this is general, I'm going to say that it could be anything that you're working hard on. Life changes quickly in the month of June. Money is flowing in. And you feel like you have good luck on your side. You've got things happening. Mahalia, what should I know about my love life? She always does this. She tries for a bottle, she takes 2 sips, and she falls asleep. Now it's all over her chin. Oh, this one. 2 sips and she falls asleep. All right, love life for Mahalia. It's moving forward. Hangman in reverse, strength. If you're not with anyone right now, there's a Virgo around you that's going to be perseverant. If you are with someone right now, your current partner will be perseverant. You'll feel like you have the world at your feet. There even could be money associated with this relationship, or some money flowing in around the relationship. It should be picking up. Your love life should be picking up. New chapter. What will my reaction? What will be my reaction to him when he tries to come back? I think you give him a hard time at first, but inevitably you let him come back. Two of Cups. And you guys are working on things again. I think you give him a hard time. I don't think that he gets away with it as easy this time, but you still let him back in. Bobble. The exam is in September, October, November. Oh, that is good. That's good. So then there's a possibility. Yeah. All right, let's ask it again. Now the Nine of Cups is upright. Yeah. Two aces and the Nine of Cups is upright this time. I think you'll get it. Yeah, all right, I'm glad that it's that far in advance because that makes more sense now. Good. No bother. It's fine. But that was good though, because otherwise the way the first reading read that it was going to happen in the future. And since it is happening in the future, now it makes more sense that you're going to get it. And it also brings the percentage up higher. Kira, is the pregnancy and biological kids in my future? Okay. Yes, there is. Yeah. And more than one kid, I think. Afia, what's coming towards me? If you're not with anyone right now, you have a fire sign entering. That could be a new love interest. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Strength around you, or it could be also that a Leo's coming in. You have a lot of strength around you. Your intuition is spot on. There's some money coming in with a relationship that's well-grounded. Now, Three of Pentacles is usually a work-based relationship that's well-grounded. It doesn't have to be. It could be this new relationship that's coming in, or it could be a current relationship if you're in one. Your intuition is spot on, so stay connected to your intuition. Listen to your gut. Susie, will he make an effort to get in touch soon? Yes, he will. Yep. San, will Antonio come back or call? Yes, there's definite communication coming in. Whether or not this person comes back is really going to be up to you. You're going to be calling the shots in the near future. You may not feel like that now, but things are going to change around this situation. New chapter. How does he feel about me being spiritual and being able to see and find out things about him? Yeah, he doesn't like that. Yeah, it makes him feel burdened. Yeah, it may. Well, it also sometimes causes arguments, and it makes him feel unlucky, and it delays happiness around him. Well, you know what? Like years and years ago, I mentioned him before. My friend Matt, who I thought that there was something that was going to happen between him and I, but he says that he never had any feelings for me. Whatever. When I used to tell him things that the woman who read my cards would say about him, he used to get really mad. Like one time, just for example, she kept saying that he felt very stuck. Like she said that he felt stoned. Like not so much stoned as like smoking a lot of pot maybe, but like she said, like he felt like a statue. Like he just wasn't moving. Like he was just stuck. And that she also said that she thought that like mentally he suffered from some kind of like depression or bipolar depression or something like that. And when I told him this, because I was genuinely concerned about him, he got really mad at me and he was like, fucking listen to these people and everything that your life is based on all this bullshit and so on and so forth, you know, because of astrology and crystals and all this stuff, and that he thought was just bullshit. And then it was like weeks later, he confessed to me that she had been right and that he was in a really bad place and he was smoking a lot of pot and he was really not doing anything with his life and he was lying to everyone. So I think people don't like it because they're afraid of what's going to get exposed, and they're also afraid of, you know, sometimes people are really afraid of the truth. A lot of people put up a lot of bullshit facades that are not true. 98% of the Facebook shit that you look at every day is not true. Like, people are not putting up what they don't want the world to know. You know, nobody's putting up what they don't want people to think. You know, like everybody's trying to pretend something, you know, and spirituality like sees through that. You know, like you can see through it. I mean, anyone that's lived to be the age of 20 has got to know that life is not a fairy tale. So if you're putting up bullshit on Facebook about how lucky and fucking blessed you are, we know that you're lying. we know that you're not the person that found the best boyfriend. We know that because in real life, you do nothing but complain about him. So, you know, I think that that's what bothers him, that he gets exposed. And he knows that you're gonna find out what's going on, or that you know what's going on, and he can't hide behind bullshit. People like to hide behind that. I don't know why people do it, but people do. I don't know. It makes them feel better, or maybe I have no idea. New chapter. What's the energy between George and Catherine? Somebody's backing away slowly. Somebody's pulling their energy back. The energy right there is not so good. It's like one person is backing up, the other person is like okay with it. It's not really great right now. Jada, general. Got some fun, carefree, spontaneous times coming in, and you have justice on your side. Also, could be good karma. Feeling prepared. Look out for a little argument with somebody, but overall, you have the sun coming in. You should be embarking on like a good time, or a good time of the year for you, or a good time in your life with the sun card. It's like it's feeling happy, good things happening, blessings coming in. Ty, what is my love life looking like? Well, you're about to embark on a transformation, or if you're not with anyone right now, a relationship enters that's steady, balanced, well balanced. Could be with a Capricorn. If you are with someone right now, your current relationship should be feeling a little bit deeper grounded, and there should be a lot of mutual respect here. It also looks like you're not holding yourself back. If you're not with anybody right now, somebody from your past may be returning. Keep in mind, somebody from your past does not have to mean somebody you used to date or somebody that you once had a crush on. This could be anybody that you've known from the past. There also may be a Virgo around you who's feeling very passionate. Cole, why when Jeff let me know something like he will be getting released and I try to ask questions to go deeper in conversation about the changes, he changes the subject or he goes back to being closed off? Well, I think he holds back because he does have choices to make and he's unsure of what to do. And I think it sort of stresses him out a little bit. I think he's coming into a place in his life where he's not going to be so worried about money. Five of Pentacles in reverse is a good omen when it comes to money. So it's not so much about money, but I think it's the changes that's kind of scare him a little bit, and he's just not ready to deal with them. He feels like the double-edged sword is here, the Ace of Swords. So it could be like he knows that you're just being concerned and you just want to know what's going on and you're just being part of his life. But on the other hand, he feels a little bit like he's up against the wall because he's kind of afraid, or making decisions may scare him, or not knowing what's coming next is a little bit scary. So he's like trying to navigate through new times or uncharted territory. You know, most people get stuck in situations where they may not be happy, but they are comfortable. And when they're comfortable, that's more important to them than taking a risk of doing something different. So even though he doesn't want to be in the military anymore and he's made the decision, he's getting out, he still may be a little bit concerned about where he's going in the future, or what the changes bring, or how they're going to feel. Especially, I feel like men are even worse when it comes to change than women are. But I think he's a little nervous about changes, and he's not really too sure himself. But I think that his future looks good. You know, I think he's got good stuff happening. Chloe, do you see Mark contact or anything? Okay, let's see. Is Mark going to be contacted? Yes, if he doesn't reach out, you'll bump into him somewhere. The Judgment card is here, which means the powers that be are surrounding the situation. You know, like the powers that be are going to put the two people at the right place at the right time if one person doesn't reach out to the other. So I wouldn't worry about it. You'll cross paths at some point if you don't hear from him. DJ. What happened between N and his ex? Is he thinking about a break from the relationship? Well, are they together, or they're not together? Like, is it his ex, or they're together and he wants to take a break? I'm not sure of the question. I just want to make sure I answer it right. They're not together? His ex, and there was heartbreak around it. Okay. Somebody was very closed off, held themselves back, which caused an issue in the relationship. The other party felt like they didn't get their wish, so they wanted things to work out differently than they did. At that moment, they felt like the person that was heartbroken felt like they had no luck, and that they put in a whole lot of effort, didn't see a payoff. They were prepared for things to happen. They wanted the relationship. They felt like they had a great connection. It just didn't pan out that way. And there was a lot of regret and arguments around this situation. I think they tried to work things out and it just didn't happen. It wasn't working for them. So they ended things. Two of Cups. It was painful. It was definitely painful. There's heartbreak, and there was, double-edged sword. It's like, on one hand, they knew that the relationship can end because they weren't getting what they wanted, but on the other hand, they felt very heartbroken and kind of destroyed by it. As far as taking a break from that relationship, if they're not together, then there's nothing to take a break from. You know what I mean? They may see in time that it was good that the relationship ended, because if it had gone on any longer, it just would have kept getting worse. But it looked like a painful situation, or they had to come to painful terms with it. Susie, what's he feeling for me, and does he miss me? Yeah, he does miss you, but he's undecided. He doesn't know what to do. He feels like he's got a long road ahead of him, and he feels like he's got bad karma. He's been doing a lot of thinking about things. I think he knows he's screwed up. I think he knows that he needs help. Susie, will I hear from him before the weekend? Yeah, I think so. Miss Ronnie, journal for the next 2 weeks. You got some nice money things happening. You've got feeling well respected when it comes to work or a work relationship, being well compensated. Money issues go into the past, or it could be paying it off a debt or something that goes into the past that makes you feel good. 3 of Pentacles here, which is feeling like you're stable when it comes to work or a work relationship. Success around work, no longer feeling burdened. Money is flowing in nice, and you have a lot of strength around you. You also may be thinking about or taking a quick trip. Maybe if you don't take a trip in the next 2 weeks, it may be planning a trip. New chapter. How will work go for me today? Slow and steady wins the race. But at the end of the day, you feel like your wish came true, and you're off for a good time, or something spontaneous happens around the situation. It looks like if you're whatever it is that you're working on, don't rush through it. Take your time, and you make it to the end of the day and feel like you've accomplished something. And then there's room for good times tonight with the Fool, or after work, whatever time it is that you work. Anna. Love advice from the cards. Love should be abundant coming up. There's a water sign here, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. There's also balance, patience, and compassion coming in around you. A lot of passion, too, coming in. And this all could happen out of the blue when you least expect it. If there's no one around you right now, someone can pop up at any moment. Kira, Leroy wished that I looked more like Bianca. No. No, stop comparing yourself to other people. You're always going to come up short if you compare yourself to somebody else. Always. No, he doesn't anyway. But you wouldn't compare yourself to somebody, right, if you didn't think that there was something about them that was better than you, right? Otherwise, you would feel like there's no comparison. If you compare yourself to someone, like, let's just say, for example, if I were to compare myself to Cher, okay? Look at how much taller she is than me. She's probably a foot taller than me, almost. I'm always going to come up short because you can't compare apples to oranges. Or if I compared myself to, I don't know, whoever, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't, if you're comparing yourself to someone, it's as if you're looking at them as if they have something that you don't have. And you can't compare the things because you're always going to come up short. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, no matter what you do for a living, there is always going to be somebody prettier, uglier, taller, shorter, in better shape, in worse shape, somebody that's better at your job, worse at your job, always. So you can't look at things like that. It's detrimental to attracting things to you if you're comparing yourself to other things, because it makes the other things more important than you. And when other things are more important, they have more power than you have in your life. That's just the way it is. Jada, is my supervisor Lori racist towards me? No. Actually, the Two of Cups is here. She should like you a lot, or feel like you're a good worker, or have respect for you with the Two of Cups. Jada, general love. Oh, you've got the sun coming out on your love life. There's a Virgo here. If you're not with anyone, there's a Virgo, but there's also a Taurus. You may have a choice. You may be hard at work on something else when this person shows up. Like you may be focused on a new job endeavor, a new skill, and that's when this person shows up out of the blue. And they're going to not be shy about how they feel about you. They're going to treat you really well. Be careful with the Empress if you don't want children. Otherwise, the Empress is an excellent omen to get around a love relationship. It's somebody that thinks that you are like the cat's meow. Kira, will I be able to manifest getting pregnant this year? Oh, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. There are some things that I feel like weight loss, getting pregnant, that stuff I don't feel like needs to be manifested because you're in control of that. I mean, if you have sex and you don't use any protection, you're going to get pregnant. You know, if you go on a diet, you watch what you eat, you're going to lose weight. That kind of stuff. I feel like things that need to be manifested more are opportunities, you know, or doors opening. Like cultivating a new job or job opportunities. I feel like that takes hard work. But I mean, when it comes to like pregnancy or weight loss or stuff like that, like you're in control of that. Unless for some reason, like you knew that you had some sort of an issue and you couldn't have children, or if you felt like you were getting up there in age and chances may be slim, then I would say you had to focus on it more. But right now, I think you're in control of that and it can happen pretty easily. Nancy, what's happening with my love life? Okay, you have a love offer coming in, and you may be feeling like you made it to the top of the mountain, and there's happiness here. Just be careful you don't get caught in a love triangle or a third-party situation. Three of Cups is in reverse. It also looks like somebody may be coming in out of the blue. If you're not with anyone right now, it could be an Earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. And you also may be planning on a trip or going to the shore or something, spending time near water in the near future. Now, if you're not planning any trip and you're in a shitty relationship and you may be looking to leave that relationship in the past and move forward to the Earth sign, which may be somewhat of a third-party situation that you find yourself involved in. Jada. Out of these fashion designer, fashion blogger, stylist, and which one will have success? Okay, let's see. Fashion designer. Anything that you choose to do fashion-wise would be like 70% chance, except for fashion designer comes up at 30%. Stylist actually comes up higher at 70%. But I think that, I mean, I know it's not that I think you'll be unsuccessful in any of these things. I just think that some things may come easier. And I think as a stylist, you may find success quicker. I mean, yeah, as a stylist, you may be, you may find that to be a little bit, it may take off quicker than, say, being a fashion designer. I think you may enjoy it too more than being a manager. Kira, energy around Leroy and I. energy around Leroy and I. Spontaneous, fun, carefree. Good. Lighthearted. New beginnings. That's good. Taurus. Has he been thinking about me recently, and if so, why? It doesn't look like they've been doing all that much thinking. You do pass through their mind, but overall lately they've been feeling very stuck, like they can't get out of their own way, or like they don't have any luck on their side. I don't know, they may not be in the best place right now emotionally. It's sort of like they're feeling sorry for themselves right now. Susie, should I reach out to him? 33% chance you should reach out to him. Yes, Kira, but this is you noticing that. That's not necessarily coming from him. You know what I mean? Like, okay. So my hair is naturally very curly. And even when I flat iron it, it never comes out stick straight, ever. I mean, I'm sure a hairstylist could do it, but I have an expensive flat iron too, and it's still, I always feel like I kind of have to give it a wave, otherwise I feel like it sort of looks like hay. I don't know. It's just never pin straight. So once he says to me, oh, I said something about straightening my hair, and he was like, oh, I want to see what your hair looks like straight. So we were going out one night, and I straightened it with the flat iron, and he didn't notice. He didn't notice. It wasn't 100% straight. I'm going to say it was probably wavy like this, right? Like that, this kind of curls. But to me, this is pretty straight here, right? My hair is like, it's not straight at all. You know, it's squished. It's sort of matted down from me sleeping, but it's pretty curly, right? So, and I was like, all night I kept thinking to myself, he didn't even fucking notice I straightened my hair. And it takes a long time to straighten it. I'm like, he didn't fucking notice. So, you know, it's like, they may just suggest things, but they don't really know what they're talking about sometimes, I feel. Like, I feel like also, like, if a guy says, like, oh, that girl is hot, right? But they don't really know what makes her hot. They just know that the package looks good. So if the same girl walks by and she's got like for example, if you always wear pale lip gloss, always, and it's always like a pale color, and then all of a sudden you show up with dark lip gloss, like then they'll notice that something looks different, or they'll think, oh wow, you look really good, but they may not notice what it is that makes you look good. So it's like, it's very, women notice things like that. It's hard. Men don't always notice that. I mean, maybe they suggest things, but guys are dumb. Sepia, general love for the next 2 months. Moving away from things that aren't working for you, leaving something in the past behind and moving on to greener pastures. There may be an argument or some bickering around love, or maybe someone's opinion of how you're living your love relationships. Ignore them. Celebration comes in around love, possibly with a Cancer that shows up that has money. There's also success coming in around love, and you might have some choices because there's a fire sign here. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It looks like you have the power of manifestation with the Magician. If there's no one around you right now, you can kind of call in just about any type that you want. So put that out into the universe. 3 of Pentacles. A deep grounded relationship with deep roots. It usually has to do with like a business relationship, but since we're talking about personal relationships, it can be your personal relationship that's very well grounded. Breezy. What are T's intentions towards me? This person, they are a love interest, or they see you as a love interest, but they're a little bit afraid of being hurt. Either they were hurt recently or they haven't gotten over a past hurt or a past breakup that they had. So they're kind of proceeding with caution. Hasti. Why didn't the Pisces sun, didn't get a call on the telephone interview he had on Monday? Oh, okay, let's see. Why didn't the Pisces sun get a call from the telephone interview he had on Monday? They have choices. They're not sure yet. They have choices. He may have another offer in front of him too, so it may not be the biggest deal if he doesn't get that job. There may be something else that shows up around him, regardless of whether or not that job pans out. But I don't think that they're finished with their interviewing. I think they have more people. New chapter. Am I pregnant this month? I don't think so. I'm only getting 33%, and Page of Cups is in reverse, which is creativity in reverse. So I would think not. I would think chances are slim for this month. Anna, will Jay find a way to communicate despite the circumstances he's faced with by my birthday on June 1st? Okay. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 3 aces. 99% chance he can find a way. And he does find a way before your birthday or around your birthday. Sandy, what is the Libra's next move towards me? We haven't talked much lately due to him distancing himself for no reason. Communication is going to come in. There's success around this situation. So whatever it is that's bothering him or that's caused the pullback, it's not going to last for long. There may be a little anxiety around him right now, and that's why he's withdrawn a little bit. Doesn't last long, and you finally feel like you can breathe a sigh of relief. Communication comes back in. Don't worry. Don't worry. Kira, will I be able to graduate and become an RN? Yes, definitely. Definitely. High vibration. General love. There's an Aries coming in. If it's not an Aries, it would be somebody coming in who's got a very strong personality, or it could be somebody that's a little bit older than you. It feels like they bring with them justice and good karma, and it's a relationship that's built on solid ground, and it transforms your life. I think you got an Aries coming in. Goonie, what are C's intentions with my money? Uh-oh. I don't like that. You know what? I would be very careful with this person with money because it shows a few things. There's burden around money. There's regret around money. There's restrictions around money and a betrayal around money. And there's also a transformation coming in. So I don't know that I trust this person with giving them money. You might not ever get it back. And it may be a large sum of money that they're looking for with the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles here. They feel like they're very stuck in the mud. So I don't know if it's the sort of thing where they may have good intentions, but they just can't seem to put one foot in front of the other and actually get it done. But it looks like you may be feeling regretful and you may be feeling betrayed. If you give them a large sum of money, you may never see it again. I would be very careful. I would just be careful. You know, sometimes people really have good intentions, like they feel like, you know, I'm good, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, but then they just never seem to get there. I worked with this woman that every Friday she would tell us that she was starting a diet on Monday. And every Monday by 11 o'clock, she was ordering a Reuben sandwich for lunch. It just, her intentions were there, but she never followed through. So I would be careful. I would be cautious. Hasti, should I worry that the A Pisces financial instability will end things, or will he be working? I really like him. %70 chance, yes, there's going to be financial issues around the situation, but he's prepared to grow up, like he wants to. But I gotta tell you, Pisces are not known for having great money skills. I mean, I'm a Pisces. They're pretty bad with money. You know, it's like Pisces tend to live very much emotionally. They're very emotional and intuitive. So sometimes they do things that make a lot of sense at the time emotionally, but over long-term financial, it's not, doesn't, you know, it's not cost effective. You know, like they may give people money or lend people money that don't pay it back. They may buy things that are extravagant. Pisces are not known for having great money skills. Money skills are better when it comes to earth signs. They're much more grounded. Hasti, RS, the Scorpio sun, communicated with me out of the blue. He's being nice. We spoke in February. Why didn't he come back? What's the intentions? Oh, here's him coming back. 6 of Cups. He's feeling out the situation right now. He's not sure what his intentions are. Temperance is imbalanced when it's upside down. He's also feeling a little bit weighed down by the weight of the world. And he's not going to be very perseverant. So he may be checking in, but I don't know that he's coming through exactly the way you want him at this point. You may, 2 of Pentacles is in reverse, feel like things are a little unbalanced or like nothing has changed. So just proceed with caution. I think he's, I don't think much has changed around the situation with him. And he's just checking in. He seems like he's very, like not putting a lot of effort in, or he won't be putting in enough effort for you. Kira, will my mom like her Mother's Day gift? Yes, she will. She's going to be very impressed. 10 of Pentacles is like she feels abundant. She feels like it was more than she expected or something like that. Kira, why hasn't John contacted me? He's going to. Page of Swords is here, which means out of the blue you hear from him. I don't know what his situation is, but he may have gone through a recent breakup or a disappointment or a letdown, and that may be taking a toll on him or something that he's got to deal with. It also looks like there's arguments around him. He could be fighting with somebody, but you will hear from him out of the blue soon, probably within the next couple of weeks. Jada, is there anyone who has feelings for me? Yeah, there's an earth sign from your past that may be coming back. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be an ex-flame or an old lover, somebody from your past around you that doesn't stop thinking about you. There also may be here a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries who's feeling very passionate and lovey towards you. You got people around you. Plenty of people. Kira, how will Leroy's mom feel about our gift? She's going to be impressed too. 10 of Pentacles. Another one, yeah. It looks like you guys did really well this year. All right, let me go back up to the top. What time is it? Hang on. All right, I have an appointment at 2 on the phone, so let me go back up to the top. And Yukriti, what's coming up for me in love? Water sign around you, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, and you feel like you have choices coming in. You're about to embark on a transformation when it comes to love. It could be a new love interest enters your life. There's a Taurus around you too that may be coming in out of the blue, and you'll have choices around love. You may have some people fighting over you or trying to win your affections. Tara wants general messages for June. General messages for June. Perseverance in June leads to a soulmate relationship, possibly with an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Life feels more balanced. Life starts to move forward quickly in the month of June. Ramesh, I'm Monica, is a Balaji karmic twin, flame, or soulmate? Balaji karmic. Soulmate. It's a soulmate relationship. Definitely. Jessica A, will things get better when the Pisces returns? There's going to be a road ahead of you when the Pisces returns. It's not going to be easy. It doesn't get better overnight. No, you have to put a lot of work in to get this relationship on stable ground. Stephanie, how is he feeling after making up and spending the night? Good. He feels much more balanced and like things are moving forward nicely. He feels good. He feels like he's got strength around him, and he's feeling much more prepared. Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, feeling prepared. That was good. It was a good thing. Araceli, after I refer T into my job, will he get the job? 70% chance, yes, he gets the job. Hasti, general love for the next 6 months. Okay, over the next 6 months, it looks like passion gets restored to your life, and you're leaving things in the past that no longer work, and you're moving on to greener pastures. The sun comes out around love when dealing with an earth sign, Pisces, an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. But you may have options. Be careful that you don't find yourself in a love triangle with the Three of Cups in reverse. There's also a Leo around you, and then there's a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or a Scorpio. So over the next couple of months, you're going to have a lot of options. You're not going to hold yourself back. Excuse me, you're going to give people chances, and you're going to have a lot of choices. By the end of 6 months, the sun comes out. I think you're going to decide what you want within the North Capricorn Virgo. Jada, will Congress approve the $2,000 a month stimulus? Nope. Nicole, how is he feeling about me? He feels pretty good about you. Soulmate connection. A little undecided about the situation, but he may say something out of the blue that surprises you or knocks you over a little bit. You've got justice around this situation. You've got, yeah. He may be waking up a little bit, this guy. Definitely with the Lover's card here. Feeling abundant, feeling, he feels good about you. Attracted and everything. I think he knows that you guys have a great connection. Anna, what Jay want to tell me right now if you could? I think he would apologize. I do. I think he would apologize. That he knows that he's hurt you. He knows that you deserved more. He thinks that you have good luck, good fortune on your side, and the powers that be will always take care of you because you are a good person. He also feels like you deserve better than him. TT, general reading. You are feeling prepared. You may have a decision to make that you're feeling a little indecisive about. It may have something to do with a job, career, or a new job or a new business coming in. Look out for an argument, possibly with an earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. It doesn't have to be the biggest deal, but it may be something that's sort of a nuisance. Moving forward, your intuition is spot on, and you're going to have some fun, carefree, spontaneous times ahead, maybe with a Pisces. Either way, your intuition is spot on, and you have some good times coming in ahead once we get off this lockdown. Stephanie, what are his feelings towards me? He thinks that you're nice, you're funny, you have a good personality, you're hardworking. He likes the time that you spend together, but he does think that you can be very argumentative. And he gets a little bit frustrated with that. He thinks that You're a hard worker comes up a lot. And he feels that you are reliable, strong, down to earth, well balanced, and attractive. Jada, does T or K have feelings for me? Or does T have feelings? T does. Let's see. Does K have feelings? K comes off less. T comes off, his feelings come off a little bit stronger. 70% chance versus 30% chance. Estefani, what will happen next with me and T moving forward? Things move forward, and it looks like you guys are working nicely on the relationship. Just watch out for jealousy. The devil is here. Watch out that something doesn't come up that sparks jealousy, because it will lead to a fight. Definitely. There's another fight coming in. But over like the next week or so, I think things will be okay. Jada, is working with children or fashion industry more successful? If you're talking about just money, I think there's more money in the fashion. But I think that you would enjoy working with children more. I think that the fashion industry is not what you think it is. And I think that you would get more out of working with kids. You know, the more and more as time goes on, we're going to start to see things getting exposed that have to do with things like big things like Hollywood, music industry, fashion, politicians. All of that shit's going to start to get exposed. And I think you may realize that, like, fashion industry isn't what it's cracked up to be. It's very much similar to the Hollywood bullshit that goes on, and the music industry and everything else. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Whereas with children, you may get a lot more out of that on a personal level. You may feel like you've actually done something, you know, like you made a difference in somebody's life, kind of a thing. Anna, is that what he wanted to say to me? Why do I feel that he's not good enough for me? Because he's still overseas, or because he has insecurities? No, because he knows he's treated you like shit, and he thinks that you deserve somebody who's going to be good to you. I think that it has less to do with him being overseas, and it has more to do with the way he's handled it. And I think he knows he didn't handle things right. I think that he feels like, I mean, like, I hate to say it, but like it's a cop-out. It's a real cop-out to not give somebody an answer or to just disappear. There are men that do the right thing. There are men that, you know, can communicate. A perfect example. Everybody knows Liv Tyler, right? Steven Tyler's daughter. Well, Steven Tyler was not much of a father when she was born. Her mother was with Todd Rundgren. You know that he wasn't as famous, I don't think, as this Aerosmith was, but he was a musician. He was with the mother. I don't know if they were married, but he knew damn well that Liv was not his daughter. And when she was born, he wanted her to have her father, and he chose to sign the birth certificate knowing that that wasn't his daughter. And he raised her as his daughter, and he put her through school. And she knows now that she found out when I think she was 12 or 14 that Steven Tyler was her father, and she still looks at, you know, as Todd as, you know, he's her father too. But my point is that there are men that stand up and do the right thing. You know, there are guys that don't want to take responsibility for their own children, and here is someone who knew it wasn't his, but wanted to give the child a father and has been a father to her. So there are men that do the right thing. Like, that is the kind of guy, in my opinion, that you don't want to lose. Someone who's willing to do something like that. Somebody who's like he knows that what he did was wrong. He knows that there is no excuse why in all these months he could not have found a way to contact you. Leaving somebody high and dry and disappearing is one of the most disgusting things that I think you can do to somebody, because it's almost like you don't even, it sends the message that, like, I don't care how this makes you feel. You know, I know that you're going to wonder where I am, but I don't care. Now, whether or not that's true, I'm not saying it's true, but that's the way it comes across. And I think he knows that you deserve somebody better, somebody that wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to anybody. Would you? I wouldn't disappear from somebody's life without an explanation. I would tell the person the truth. And I think that that's what it is that, you know, I think he knows, like, now so much time has gone by. What am I going to say? I have to say something, you know, and what am I going to say? That I was a coward? Because that's what it is. You're a coward. Why haven't you reached out? And why have you let so much time go by? You know, like, what do you think? I'm just sitting here waiting for you? And that's what he thinks. He thinks that you're going to be there waiting for him, and he takes it for granted. But on the other hand, he knows that he's been a shithead, and that's why he feels like you deserve somebody better. I mean, I wouldn't treat somebody like that. I don't care who they were. Yeah, because he knows that he thinks that you two belong together. He knows that. He also knows that he's been a loser in this situation. He did not treat you the right way. And he thinks that if you had your wish, there could be somebody else that comes in who is definitely more grounded, and he knows that he's hurt you. He knows it, and he feels bad about it, but yet he's not man enough to stand up and do the right thing. It's not right. He really should do the right thing. Jada, is the Aquarius or the Gemini interested in me? Is the Aquarius interested? I get 25% that the Aquarius is interested. There may be somebody else around him right now. Let's check out the Gemini. I get 70% chance around the Gemini. Nobody else is showing up around the Gemini right now. I think the Gemini may be, they may be free right now, like as far as not being in a relationship or not having anyone around them right now. High vibration, Sagittarius intentions towards me. Undecided. Two of Swords in reverse is indecision. And here's Sagittarius right here. Use your intuition when dealing with this person. You may choose to walk away from them and leave them behind. You may choose to move on to somebody else. There's a fire sign around you coming in. Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, but it will be a different one. It wouldn't be the same person. It would be leaving one person to go to the other. If you choose not to, it's still going to be an option, which is a good thing. TT, will Sean, the female, and I reconcile? Yeah, you will, but I'm not so sure that your relationship will go back to being what it was. It may take time or work to get it back there, but there is reconciliation coming in. Susie, if I message him, will he be happy or will he be angry? Will he be happy? Hmm. 70% chance that he's happy, 30% chance he's angry. Anna, would he Would he be okay or not care or be hurt if I let this relationship go for good? How would he respond? He would be hurt when he found out. If he found out, if he came home and found you with somebody else, he would be hurt if you moved on. But he also would think that he deserved it and he had it coming to him. He would care, but he would play the victim. Why does this always happen to me? How come nothing? How come I don't deserve anything? How come this happened to me? Oh, it's one bad thing after another. He would try to make himself out to be the victim, even though he knows damn well that he deserved it. Anna, am I blocking new love physically and emotionally? Because most of the men stepping to me just want sex, and I don't only want sex in a relationship. Well, I mean, the devil card is here. They do want sex. They are attracted to you, but I can't say that they don't want more either. I mean, I think there's going to be somebody else that shows up here. Could be an air sign that use your intuition. Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini that may want to have a relationship. You know, the thing is, like with the blocking kind of thing, I understand what people say that, and I know that it can happen. Like you can really put up a wall and not let anybody in and not have any interests and kind of get stuck. But when you find yourself in that situation, it's like what are you hoping for, or why would you want to do that? The more energy flowing around you, the more energy that's going to come in. You know, I feel like that too about spending money. You know, if you hold on to the $20 bill, well, that's all you're ever going to have is that $20 bill in your hand. But if you spend it and earn it and spend it and earn it and it flows, I feel like then more comes in, more goes out, and there's more of a constant energy flow rather than being stagnant. You know, like being like tight with money, like it kind of constricts the energy. And I feel like that happens with everything. If you're holding on too tight to something, the energy around it gets stuck. I think that somebody else is coming in, and it's going to be an air sign this time. I mean, the thing is that, and I say this to everyone, when people are like, but I love him, but what do you love about somebody who's done this to you? Somebody who has not reached out in almost a year, somebody who's making you wait, left you hanging. Like, what is it about them that you love so much? Maybe it's more of what's going on inside you and less about them. And people tend to hang on to connections that they feel that they have, but it's really about what's going on inside you. Like, what is so wonderful about him that you couldn't find in someone else? Because it always comes back to us. You know, it's like, my friend with the lipstick obsession, we knew that she was obsessed. I mean, she had so many fucking lipsticks, I can't even tell you. So many lipsticks. And there was this one lipstick that saw it in the magazine, she had to get it, and she went crazy looking for it. Crazy looking for it. I mean, she would be at the mall in her pajamas before the mall opened to get this lipstick, and nobody had it. It was like she was on a mission to get this lipstick. And of course, when she got it, she wasn't thrilled with it. It was overpriced. It was just not what she wanted. And we knew that. We knew that was going to happen, and she did it anyway. But when you're doing it with something that's less emotional, it's easier to see it. If somebody else were to come in who's ready, willing, and able, would you really send that person away in hopes that you hear from this other guy who hasn't called in all this time? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that there is anything that is that strong that we can't move past when something else is standing in front of us. You know, it's like, why would you choose to be hurting and waiting when somebody else is showing up ready, willing, and able? And there's an interest there. I mean, it's different if you really dislike the person, if you don't have anything in common. That's different. Or if you're not attracted to them. But if somebody shows up ready, willing, and able, what would make you, why would you feel such a loyalty to somebody who has treated you like this? Because that answer lies within you. And we've all done it. Like everybody has that person that's done this. But it's a question of whether or not you know, do you want to choose to be in constant pain and wondering, or you want your life to move ahead? I mean, there's some people that, like, I don't fall in love easy. I just don't. I haven't had that many loves in my life. Then there are people that I talk to that have like 3 or 4 people around them at once. God bless those people, because good for them. I don't think that there is anything good about having less options. I think the more people that you keep around you, the better. Oh, this one stopped loading, I think. Let me see if I can. I like to use this phone better. Okay, maybe. What time is it? Okay. I think I'm at Stephanie, maybe? Stephanie. Who will get jealous, me or him, and about what? Be careful that, I think that it's going to be you, because there's choices here, and it looks like you guys can fall back into the same pattern where he doesn't text you fast enough and you get mad at him and have another argument. There's restraints being placed, like he holds himself back and he feels unlucky, and there could be anxiety around this situation. I'm afraid that you may fall into the same pattern of him not texting you back fast enough and you wanting to know why, and then a fight happens and we do this cycle again. I don't think it's going to be this week, though. This week looks good. I think it may be next week. Phantom. General reading. Hard work. 8 of Pentacles. This could be studying a new course, taking a new course, doing something, learning a new skill, something that can make you a lot of money in the near future. Balance, patience, compassion gets restored back to your life. There's a creative project around you. That could have something to do with the 8 of Pentacles. I don't know if you're taking a course in graphic design that maybe you're going to get a job 6 months from now doing. It could be something like that. 10 of Cups is here, which is happiness on all levels. Your intuition is heightened. You may have some decisions to make when it comes to a job or career in the next couple of months. 2 of Pentacles ensures that your life is in balance and on track over the next few months. TT, what are Sean the female's feelings towards me now? There's arguments, argumentative, and she's feeling like she's waiting for her ship to come in. I'm wondering if she's waiting for an apology. She feels like there's choices around this situation, and that the timing right now is not right. I think she's waiting for you to apologize. I don't know what went on, but that's what I'm thinking. She's waiting for the ship to come in. Anna, if I did move on and he found out, would he find a way to fight for me back or not be motivated by love to do that? This is a question I get a lot about, the fighting for me kind of a question. And I always tell people, don't do anything if you're motivated yourself to make somebody fight for you. Because most of the time, I mean, how could he come, what could he possibly say? I know I disappeared for almost a year, but you shouldn't be with the new guy. You should have waited around for me. Like, he has no case. He really doesn't. So I don't know about this whole, women seem to want to be fought for. I don't know where that comes from, but I get it a lot. Or like, well, I blocked him. Is he going to show up at my house kind of thing? You know, it's like, don't do things if you're looking for a reaction from somebody else, because it's not going to work the way you want it to. It just doesn't. They don't know. I think that if he came back and found that you were with someone else. He would be regretful, he would be angry, there would be words, but he would think that you're going to move on with your life. And you would use your intuition at that point. And you would have the strength. I think if you moved on with your life and he came back, no matter what transpired, I don't think you would go back with him. I think you would be strong enough to tell him where to go. I mean, think of it. Put yourself in the situation. Now, there was a time when you were with somebody that wasn't him. It was somebody else. And if that person came back to you while you were now with this guy, would you get rid of this guy and say, no, I'm going to go back to my ex? No, because once you get some distance and some clarity in the situation, you don't want to go back to that. I mean, this situation really has done nothing in the past year but hurt you. It's hurt you, it's made you wonder, it's made you doubt yourself, and it's driven you crazy. Why would you go back to that if you had something in front of you that was solid, stable, and secure? I don't think that you would. I don't think anybody would. I think the problem for most people is not that they're so much still in love with the last person. I think it's more of that they're lonely, they want to be with someone, and nobody else has shown up yet. When somebody else shows up, you don't throw them away. I have never seen anybody throw away a perfectly good new relationship to go back to something old that wasn't working or that was hurtful and painful, because how could you ever trust that person? I mean, you know, it's like they say, if you take a glass, right? If we broke this glass, if I threw it on the floor right now and I broke it, we could glue it back together and it might hold water, but it'll never be the same. It will never be the same. It will always be broken. And that's how it is with these relationships. So no, I think if somebody new came into your life and you moved forward, I don't think you would go back. I don't think you would go back. I think you would stay with the new person as long as the new relationship was working. You know, I don't think that you would throw away a perfectly good relationship to go back to somebody who made you wait for a year. I don't think that you would do that. I really don't. And you know what? Like I would hope that somebody would show up that would treat you right and that you wouldn't have to sit around waiting like this. Because this is horrible. There is nothing worse than it. You know, it's better when you know. It's not nice when somebody does shit behind your back and you don't know about it. I mean, it's terrible. Especially when you thought that you two were together. Ramesh, I answered that question a long time ago. Yeah, a really long time ago. And I said that it was a soulmate connection. Miss Ronnie, what is the ex-Sag thinking? Happiness, and they're not holding themselves back. This guy's showing up again. Knight of Pentacles is in reverse. It won't be long. And he's thinking of passion. This guy's got some nerve. He's going to show up again. I think that he may call first, but I think he likes the idea of showing up because he wants to see what's going on. And he likes the element of surprise. He's got a lot of nerve. This guy. Anna, when he started with an apology, will he first talk with me? When he starts with an apology, when he first talks with me. He will. 70% chance, yeah, he will. Anna, I mean, if he made an effort to get back with me. Yeah, but if he made an effort to get back with you, do you trust that he's not going to pull a stunt like this again? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like you've already said that he's cheated in the past, and now he's disappeared. If he made an effort and he apologized and he got back together with you, would you trust him? See, that's the thing. I mean, it looks like you're the one that's got good karma. You're the one that has divine timing, and you have another suitor coming in, another interest coming in for you. Rhonda, is Anthony the Scorpio or Chris the Leo, okay. Next mate. Is the next mate a Scorpio? Anthony. %70 chance with Anthony. Let's see, Chris. It's a higher chance of it being the Scorpio. Let me go put this in the refrigerator before it goes bad. Hang on. Anna, you don't think Jay and me can reconcile after all this time? I think anything is possible, but I think you can. But when the other question was if somebody else shows up, I think that you have a greater chance of being with somebody else. Nobody shows up, you can reconcile, but are you going to trust him? That's the thing. Are you going to be able to trust that he's not going to do this again? Yeah, there's the air sign coming in again. You got a 70% chance that you can reconcile and get past this. McCole, how does he feel about her? He feels like she's controlling. He also may feel that she's mean. 2 of Cups in reverse. He's not thrilled with her. Not at all. She may be exposing her true colors right now. You know what they're saying, that now is the time where people's true colors are being exposed on all levels in, you know, in the world. If you're hiding behind some kind of a fake phony mask, the mask is going to get shattered. And I think that she's starting to reveal who she really is. She may have came on at first like she was really genuine and sincere, and he may be seeing that that's not the case. Anna, what do you mean reverse karma? Are you saying that he is my karma or that I'm completing a karmic cycle with him? No, you've got good karma on your side, which means all the good karma that you've put out into the world is going to come back to you. So when that happens, you're the one that's going to have choices. So he could come back to you, but you may already have somebody else. Then it would be your choice as to whether or not you want to give up what you have with the new person to go back to him. I think a lot of times people come back when they know or they can sense that the person has kind of disappeared. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in this situation too. And he may come back, you know, like that's very similar to what happened with Gary, what I was seeing for all those years. He pulled some kind of shit ass stunts over the years that we were seeing each other. And I got a lot of lip from him, like, look, we're not married, I can do whatever I want, kind of crap. Which is true. You could do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that you don't treat somebody like they're a human being. And there were times where he just didn't treat me like, I mean, he kicked me in the gut like I was a stray dog. I mean, really, I'm not even joking. But yet, at that point, I was still willing to deal with this situation. Why? I don't know. When I got to the point with him finally where I was like, I don't want to be hurt anymore. I don't want to walk into work when I least expect it and have my coworkers tell me that he was there making out with some fat chick. That's what I heard. Okay? He was in here. You should have seen what he was with. Like, that's what I heard. okay? And I know, like, more than one girl, different girl, same girl, I don't know. But I know that he wound up getting married behind my back, continued to see me. And this is, how embarrassing is that? I mean, it's really embarrassing. I don't know why, because if it were someone else, I would say to them, you don't have anything to be embarrassed about. You didn't do anything wrong. He should be embarrassed, right? That's what I would tell somebody else. You should be embarrassed. But I felt very embarrassed by the situation. And finally, when I made the decision, I was like, you know what? He's not going to control my emotions anymore. I'm not going to, the sun's not going to rise and set at whether or not he shows up or he doesn't, because I'm done with this. And I was really done with it. And a long time went by before I met someone else. And when I did meet someone else and my life moved on, you better believe the other jackass kept coming around. And then all of a sudden he was singing a different tune. I have more time now to spend with you. It's not going to be like it the way it used to be. Now, we'll have more time together. I can come over every morning. Well, now it's too late. And I was not willing to sacrifice what I had with the new person to go back to what I knew wasn't working. Because what were the chances that I was going to go back and things were going to be picture perfect? Or was I going to go back to a situation where I was going to hear in 3 months, 3 weeks that, oh, he was in here with another girl. Guess who was in here last night? I hated when people would start the conversation with that. Guess who was in here last night? And then I would hear that. And then I would get upset. And then I would confront him and he would be like, we're not married. I can do whatever I want. We're not married. Okay. Hey, you can do whatever you want. Okay, well, now I just did whatever I want. And it's not with you. How do you like that? So what I'm thinking is that you would come to a point with somebody else. If somebody else showed up and you felt a connection and you were moving forward with somebody else, if this guy showed up, I think it would be really hard for you to give up the new person to go back to that. I think that right now he's shining like a diamond because there's nobody, you're not with anybody right now. So he's all you can think about. But if your life moved on and somebody else showed up, I don't think you would look at him like he was so wonderful. I think you would kind of see him for exactly what he is. And I think that with karma being good on your side, you'll be the one with the choice, which that's the way it should be. You should get the choice because right now you got no way to contact him. You've been waiting to hear from him for all this time. And it's awful to leave somebody in that kind of a position, especially, when it's somebody that you can't reach, right? Like there's no way to reach them. That's the thing. All right, let's cut off the super chats because I have an appointment at 2. TT, will Jamel and I reconcile? Why did he ghost me? I hate this ghosting bullshit. I gotta tell you that. I hate it. Will we reconcile? You are gonna reconcile. You 6 of Cups. Somebody from your past is coming back. Let's see. Well, there was arguments around him at the time. Somebody around him came in out of the blue. Somebody out of the blue around him came back and took his life in a different direction. That's why he ghosted you. It doesn't even show that it was a love connection. It may have been something that just took a lot of time. Actually, there's a lot of swords here. I don't know if somebody from his past that he used to fight with showed up. I'm not sure, but there was somebody that showed up from his past out of the blue that he didn't expect. And it doesn't look like it was a love relationship. If it was, it wasn't that they reconciled and got back together and that's why you didn't hear from him. It was because they were fighting and she was causing trouble that you didn't hear from him. But there is opportunity for reconciliation. Sweet thing. Kenneth came by late last night. Seems like he wanted to tell me something. What was it? Okay, let's see. Well, he may want to tell you that he is not that happy with the third party situation. Three of Cups here is in reverse, and that he's using his intuition. His intuition is telling him that there's something wrong around a third party situation. And he's cutting the bullshit. Or somebody has not been truthful with him. Something's going on in the third party relationship. Maybe he didn't tell you because maybe he didn't want to get into all the nitty gritty, but I think that's what his intentions were. He maybe thought twice about it when he actually got there. Anna, my ex is my 20s, a carnal. Does he just want sex with me or a relationship? There's no communication with that other guy. Okay, let's see. Carnal, does he want a relationship? I get a 70% chance he does want a relationship. Let's see, and why was there no communication with the other guy? It may have something to do with burden around him with work. I don't know what his story is with work right now, but he may be tied up with a work thing. There's also like a money thing around him. Ace of Pentacles is here as well. That's why you haven't heard from him. If you have his number, I would suggest reaching out to him. I don't see any reason why you can't. Just checking in and see how you're doing. Make it very light and see how that goes. And I don't think that Carnell is looking only for sex. I think that he's maybe looking for a reconnection of some type, or some kind of a relationship. Jennifer, he scammed me. Why did he come into my life? Afraid for my kids. Oh, you know what? The picture thing. You know, I understand why you would be worried about that kind of stuff. But just think about it, like there's so much like with Photoshop and nonsense that goes on this day and age, that how can anybody really prove that it was you? You could always deny it. Right, everybody comes into our life to teach us something. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's some kind of a bitter pill that we wind up swallowing. But it does look like he came into your life. I mean, you have a lot of, you have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So you should have passion, love, and a new job, career, or new beginning around money coming in. So regardless of what this ask did to you, your life should be moving forward very positive. You have the Nine of Cups, money starting to flow freely. You have a spiritual practice around you that maybe you may be getting a lot out of. It could be a church, it could be a prayer group, yoga, meditation, anything. You also have here a wish that comes true. So you know what? Feeling like you made it to the top of the mountain, your life is going to improve in all areas. I wouldn't let this guy worry you, and I would not focus on him having any pictures, because if anything ever happened, I would deny up and down that it's real. It's not me. I don't think he's going to do anything anyway. I wouldn't worry about it. Sweet thing. How is Kenneth and Leo's relationship? Oh, shit. First card that comes up. Well, that pretty much says it all. A full-blown disaster. And there may be some harsh words around that situation too. Yeah, that's not happening. It's not a real great situation. Sweet thing. How does Ruby feel about Marquisha and Kenneth's relationship? Right. I don't know who Ruby is, but let's see. She may be a little bit concerned that it's out of balance, unjust. She may also feel like there is a secret around that situation. I'm not so sure that she's crazy for it. She may think that it's an impending disaster, but she may know something too. So she may know what's going on, and that's why she's like, this is not, it's not good for anybody involved. High vibration, relationship with Adarsh, worth it, or should I move on? I think you are moving on. First card that comes in is the Knight of Cups, which would indicate that There is going to be a new interest around you. You got a wish around love. 9 of Cups is full. You got a new love connection coming in. I don't think that you're going to, I don't think you're going to want to go back. I think you're going to make a decision to move on with your life. Stephanie, does he have another woman, and how serious? I don't think he has anybody else. There could be other people around him, only because he's got the wish card here, 9 of Cups, which is like a wish. But otherwise, he's got Strength in reverse, but Emperor is in reverse too, which is like a control issue. Somebody around him is going to have a control issue, and that could cause problems. The Emperor in reverse can be very narcissistic, very in control, that kind of a thing. Chloe, should I just give up on waiting for Mark? Give up on the idea of waiting. I would, if other people show up, I would go out with them. I would keep your eyes and ears open for somebody else to show up. The idea of waiting keeps you waiting. Watch pot never boils. If you're sitting around waiting for the phone to ring, it will never ring. But as soon as you get up and go take a shower, that's when the phone call comes through. That's just how things work. It's really annoying, but that's how it works. So I would suggest continuing to, you know, keep your eyes and ears open for other people. Keep your options open. I wouldn't turn anybody down unless you were really not interested in them and you thought they were a creep. Because the more energy that's around you, the more chances that not only could you meet someone else, but then Mark would show up. %70 chance that you should stop or give up waiting for Mark. But it's the waiting part. Anyone that feels like they're waiting is going to spend a lot of time waiting. Watch pot never boils. So I would continue to do things to cultivate, you know, other avenues in your life. You know, just doing different things can bring in different people. Even if it's not another love relationship, but just having your energy somewhere else is healthy, and it can bring more energy into this relationship. So I would say you don't have to give it up completely, but just be open to other options. Okay, I am done with the super chats, I believe. Let me do the moderators, and then I will come back on tonight about 5. My appointment's from 2 to 3, and then I'll be back on tonight about 5. Mel, is Kim Leo afraid of me? Yesterday you said she wasn't woman enough to apologize. You know, I think a lot of times these people, she comes off with like kind of a weird, like a little bit crazy personality. I think that she may be tougher. Like that might be bullshit than she really is. You know what I mean? Yeah. She is a little bit afraid of you. 70% chance, yes, and the Hangman is here. You sort of stop her in her tracks. So there's something about her that either you see through it and she knows that, or she tries to pretend like she's big and tough, but she really isn't, and she really is afraid. It reminds me of like a typical bully that once you stand up to them, they back down, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't like her. Or like her bark is bigger than her bite, kind of a thing. Like she wishes that she was, yeah, she's afraid. Or she's uneasy or something. There's something there. I don't think she wants to go up against you. Zara, what is the current energy between S and D? Well, it comes off right now as balanced and reciprocating, but the Fool is in reverse. Fool is in reverse. You got to be careful with that. Fool is in reverse. Something gets let out, or somebody says something they can't take back, and it could destroy things. So the energy right now is pretty balanced and reciprocal, but that may fall out of balance soon. SARS, I was told the Pisces wants me to reach out first. Is it true? And what would he do if I reached out? He does want you to. He would feel very relieved. He would feel relieved if you reached out first. He may hold himself back at first. He may not give you exactly what you want. And you may almost get frustrated and feel like, well, why did I do this? Why did I put myself out there if this is how it was going to be? But I think that in time, with a little bit of work, you could get it back on track. But I think that initially, it would be like, you might almost feel like regretful for reaching out. But in long term, it would be better for the situation. He would feel relief. That's the thing. He would be relieved if you did it. And then he didn't have to do it. Because he's a wimp right now. Wimp. Which is a nice word for what I really want to say. Oh, I have one more here. Okay, Stephanie. Should I worry about getting pregnant with T? Yes, always be careful. Definitely. Definitely. Because it's nothing to play around with. Yeah, 70% chance you should be careful. I would be careful. Okay, I am going to go right now. I will be back on about 5-ish, give or take. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, about 5 I'll be back. I'll see you guys in a little while. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.